Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to Wholesome and Natural Living. I'm Maudlin. I garden in Zone 7D. I'm a person that believes in home remedies, and it is fall season, so we're planting off our gardens, and I'll show you that in a bit. Not this video, but next one. But today I wanted to show you guys my red elderberry. I call it ruby red elderberry syrup that I make for my kids. We prefer not to give them over the counter cough syrups and remedies, and I've been making this stuff for maybe like 2 or 3 cycles or seasons right now, and it's been working for us. So we kind of like stay away from the over the counter stuff. I'm sure if you're researching, and you come across my video, you're kind of intrigued or maybe just want to know more about natural remedies and using herbs and things made from home. So I have this syrup that I make, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I have some, I already started it already, but I have some herbs that I have to pick up, and I didn't dry them, so I'm going to use them fresh. So let's pick the herbs and then we can get started. Okay guys, so this cough syrup calls for oregano. You can have it dried or fresh, thyme, clove, hibiscus flowers, elderberry, and of course, getting one thing, an orange peel for vitamin C. So I have here this oregano plant. This is on my balcony. This is on a green stalk, and it's really bushy. It's gonna take it a while for it to dry. So we're going to pick fresh springs from there. Actually do see like a dry version, so that's nice. But we're going to use mostly the fresh. I also have some thyme at the bottom here that I'm going to pick right here, that I'm going to pick so I could use. So that's what we're out here for. And once I do that, then we can get started. Okay, so I got my fresh herbs, even though this started drying. So it's just thyme and oregano. The benefits of oregano and thyme are, and it's a lot I can get into, but just know that oregano is antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and so is thyme. But these two combined together, it just makes for a great syrup. I also have cloves here, but the cloves actually is boiling already. I have hibiscus. So I'm just showing you the dry ingredients that I have, and I have an orange that I'm going to use the peel, and I'm going to use manuka honey as a sweetener. So the recipe calls for not oregano. The recipe calls for elderberries, hibiscus. So I have those 3 in a container boiling. So this is what I have. I'm just gonna take it off it's actually ready. So in here is the dried elderberries. I boiled it for about 30 minutes by itself, and then I added the hibiscus. You can see the pieces here of the hibiscus. Most of this came from my backyard. And then that thing is the orange peel. So I just peeled an orange, an evil orange, and they've been simmering for about maybe 15 minutes. So altogether, about 45 minutes on very, very low setting. So I'm going to take it off the heat now and drain it in here. Wait for it to cool. Actually, drain it, take it off the heat. Add my herbs. Wait for it to cool, because you don't want to boil or cook herbs. Well, unless you're actually cooking with them. But if you're using them for remedy, you want to make sure your heat is off and that you're not boiling it in high temperatures. So once the herb is added to the concussion and then that is cooled, I'm just gonna drain it, and I'm gonna add the manuka honey and let that settle. Okay, so I'm waiting for my syrup to cool down, and I thought I would come out here while I'm sitting on my porch to talk to you about why make my own remedies. I think in the current climate that we're experiencing, where information is coming out about some over the counter as well as drugs that are not really designed to help us heal. You know, they deal with the symptoms. And so, being that my channel is wholesome and natural living, I've been practicing that lifestyle for about, I mean, holistically for about almost 4 years now, and I can't believe it. So we're plant based, and it's best for us to make um, remedies like this for our kids. So I have one child that is autistic ADHD. Guys, he has the label, but this kid, ever since becoming plant based, is a lot better in terms of focusing, in terms of sleeping at night. He's off of most of his he's off of all of his medication. We drink herbal teas at night. That's what helps him to fall asleep. That's what helps him to focus. I'll give him like drops of valerian. I buy this from Amazon. These valerian drops in his water throughout the day, and he's fine. So, and of course, because our diet is plants and mushrooms, nuts and seeds, so it makes a difference. So it didn't make sense to me to go out and buy over the counter synthetic um, syrups that we were at some point using. I wanted to make my own. And okay, I'm back. Kid interruption. So yeah, I've been making this syrup, and it's something that I make for my kids, um, and I give it to them well before something like a bug or something they get attacked by one. So I'll start giving it to them this weekend. Well, it's the weekend right now, but on Monday morning, and would give them like a teaspoon for my 6 year old, a whole tablespoon for my 11 year old, and I would give them that consistently for the first week, and then I would taper it off to maybe every other day or whenever they just experience something. And we have gone from being allergic, like having various allergies, to just being fine with the changing of the seasons. I'm I'm someone that was very susceptible to the weather changing, and since being plant based, not the first or the second year, but the third year, I noticed that that is not a problem for me anymore. The season's changing. I look forward to it. I love the fall weather, the fall season, and I don't get sick. So it's very important for me to point that out. So experimenting with home remedies is one of the things I would recommend. And so give my syrup a try, and if it works for you, let me know. Or if you have a version that I should, be adding to my recipe box, please do share. Okay, guys, so at this point, my syrup is cooled. Sorry about, I hope you're able to see that. So you can see these are the herb stems. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain it into here. So like this. It's very dark and rich. It smells amazing. So I'm just going to pour out much of it, making sure that I get everything. Actually, just dump it right in here and then just press on it. So it's the herbs, it's the elderberries, it's the orange peel. Um, Orange is actually not the highest fruit with the most vitamin C. It's actually peppers, but that would not work here. So um, we're going with that. So you can see the fresh springs. I'm going to compost all of this so I don't lose anything. So I'm firmly pressing down on it and making sure I have all that medicine. Okay. All right. So that's what I have. It is now about, oh, it's almost 2 cups. You can see it's almost 2 cups. Not quite, but almost 2 cups, which is fine. That's about as much as I need. So the next thing I'll add to this is the manuka honey. Um, and I'll add about a third of a cup. So Let's see. That's probably the whole jar. Yeah. This is my first time buying this honey. I got it from Aldi. So, yeah, that's probably the whole jar. Yeah. And I'll add some more honey or thickener um, throughout. So, so I'm going to use this cup here and I'm going to pour out this glass jar. I'm going to make sure it's at least a cup. Yes. Okay. And gonna pour the honey. So at this point, it's really cool. So you want to make sure you're not putting the honey if it's not cooled, because you're gonna kill the living. You're gonna not have the benefits of the raw honey. So it's not as thick right now, but as it cools down, it does become a lot thicker. So it seems kind of runny right now, but it will thicken up a little bit more. And I think I have some honey in here. Oh yeah, I do. I have more honey in here. So I'm gonna add. What's the point of measuring it? uh, yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more honey. I don't want to make this video super long. Um, it just needs a little bit more. It's not going to thick completely, but you want it kind of syrup texture. So I'm just adding a little bit more honey. And the more honey you have, the of course, sorry about my kid making all that noise, the sweeter it is, if you can hear him. Um, so yeah, so this is what it is. It's very dark, kind of running right now, but I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and we're going to start taking this tomorrow morning. So I'll probably use this is a canning jar, a canning lid, but I'll probably use like a regular lid like this to store it once it's the consistent texture that I want it. But yeah, that is my syrup. So I hope you'll consider trying this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.